It was just another ordinary day at the art gallery where I worked as a curator. The gentle sound of classical music echoed through the halls, mixing with the subtle scent of fresh paint and polished wood. The atmosphere was peaceful, designed to enhance our visitors' experience with art. Little did I know this day would change everything. The glass doors slid open, and I looked up from my clipboard to see her walk in. She was elegant, her fair skin glowing under the gallery lights. There was something captivating about her. Her presence was refined, yet her smile held a mysterious charm. She glanced my way, and for a moment, I forgot my responsibilities. Collecting myself, I greeted her professionally, though my heart raced unexpectedly. "I'm interested in the new exhibit," she said in a smooth, melodic voice that somehow made ordinary words sound intriguing. I checked my schedule and offered to give her a personal tour. She introduced herself as Sophia. I guided her through the gallery, my awareness of her heightening with each artwork we discussed. She was knowledgeable about art in a way that felt genuine, and her energy transformed the familiar space. As we moved from piece to piece, I noticed the gold band on her finger, a clear sign that she belonged to someone else. As I explained the history behind a particularly moving painting, I noticed her attentive gaze, the way she leaned slightly closer to hear my words. We exchanged casual conversation at first, but as the tour continued, our discussion deepened. She spoke about her life, her travels, her passion for art that her husband didn't share. I found myself drawn to her words, the way she expressed herself with elegance and depth. Her stories created vivid images in my mind, and I realized how unusual it was to connect so quickly with a visitor. At one point, our fingers brushed as I handed her an exhibition catalogue. That simple touch sent an unexpected current through me, and I quickly looked away, trying to maintain my professional demeanor. When the tour ended, I felt conflicted, proud of my professionalism, but troubled by the attraction I couldn't deny. Sophia thanked me with a lingering smile and left her contact information for updates on future exhibits. But it was her parting glance that haunted me long after she disappeared. I thought that would be the end of it, but Sophia returned the following week, this time requesting a private viewing of our restricted collection. As weeks passed, she became a regular visitor, and our conversations grew increasingly personal. We shared insights, laughter, and unspoken desires. The chemistry between us was undeniable, but I respected the boundary her marriage created. One evening, as I was closing the gallery after a special event, I found Sophia waiting in the sculpture garden. She confessed she came to the gallery not for the art anymore, but to see me. Her marriage was empty. She explained, a union of convenience rather than love. Her words made my heart race with both excitement and guilt. Standing there under the moonlight, surrounded by silent marble figures, we shed a kiss that was wrong yet felt incredibly right, a moment stolen from the constraints of reality. From that night forward, everything changed. Sophia and I began meeting secretly, quiet dinners in hidden restaurants, stolen moments in hotel rooms, and whispered conversations that stretched into the night. What started as a chance encounter had evolved into a complicated affair. Our relationship was a blend of passion and remorse, built on genuine connection, but shadowed by the deception it required. Sophia revealed a different side of herself with me, vibrant and free from the gilded cage of her wealthy marriage. I showed her authenticity and honest affection that she claimed had been missing from her life. I still remember the first time she invited me to her private studio apartment, a secret space her husband knew nothing about. She had prepared a simple dinner, and I was nervous, constantly looking over my shoulder on the way there. But when she opened the door, all my fears melted away. She stood before me in a silk dress that caught the light like water, her eyes filled with anticipation. The apartment was small, but exquisitely decorated with artwork and books, a reflection of her true self that she kept hidden from her public life. That night, as we shared wine and conversation, I learned about her childhood dreams of becoming an artist herself before her parents pushed her into a suitable marriage. In return, I revealed my own struggles, my insecurities about my career, and the loneliness I'd felt before meeting her. As dinner ended, she played soft music on an old record player, and we danced slowly in the limited space between furniture. When she rested her head on my shoulder, I felt a sense of rightness that overshadowed any guilt. That night changed everything, crossing a line we could never uncross, but neither of us wanted to go back. The following weeks became a delicate balance of secret meetings and careful planning. We created code words for our texts and calls. I learned her husband's schedule better than my own, when he traveled for business, when he had late meetings, when we could safely steal a few precious hours together. Sometimes we'd meet in public, pretending to be colleagues discussing art acquisitions. Other times, she would come to my small apartment on the other side of the city, bringing a change of clothes in her gallery tote bag. The thrill of our forbidden connection made every moment more intense, more meaningful. One rainy afternoon, as we lay tangled in sheets at her studio, Sophia traced patterns on my skin and whispered, "Sometimes I imagine a different life, one where I met you first." The sadness in her voice made my heart ache. I asked if she'd ever consider leaving him. She didn't answer immediately, just stared at the rain streaking the windows. "It's complicated," she finally said. "There are financial entanglements, social expectations, and his family's connections that have become my entire world." She explained that her husband, while emotionally distant, had never been cruel. He provided her with a lifestyle she couldn't maintain alone, and divorce would mean losing the respect of friends who meant the world to her. That conversation cast a shadow over our happiness, a reminder of the reality we were avoiding. Yet we continued, addicted to each other's presence, to the rare honesty we shared when alone together. There were close calls. Once, her husband called while she was with me, and I had to remain perfectly silent as she fabricated a story about browsing a new gallery downtown. Another time, We nearly ran into a friend of his at a restaurant, forcing us to abandon our dinner and leave separately through different exits. The constant vigilance was exhausting, but the alternative, not seeing each other, seemed impossible. We had created our own world, one that existed in stolen moments and secret spaces, and I couldn't imagine returning to life without her. Now, as each day passes, the weight of our secret grows. I find myself checking for messages constantly, making excuses to friends, and living for those precious stolen hours together. Sophia talks about leaving her husband, about a future where we don't have to hide, but words come easier than actions. Last week, during what was supposed to be a romantic weekend at a countryside inn, while her husband was abroad, Sophia received an unexpected call. He was coming home early and expected her to host a dinner for his colleagues the following evening. Our perfect escape shattered in seconds. I watched as she transformed before my eyes from the carefree, passionate woman I adored back into the perfect, dutiful wife she needed to be. As she hurriedly packed her things, I felt a hollowness in my chest, wondering if I was just an escape for her, a fantasy that could never compete with the security of her real life. The drive back to the city was quiet, both of us lost in thoughts we couldn't bring ourselves to voice. Sometimes when we're together, reality fades away, and it feels like we could actually build something lasting. Other times, the ring on her finger catches the light, and I'm reminded of the pain our happiness might cause another person. I wonder if I'm being selfish, if what we've found is worth the web of deception we've woven around ourselves. This morning, she called me in tears. Her husband suspects something, has hired someone to follow her. We need to be more careful, she says, or perhaps take a break. The thought of not seeing her makes my chest ache with a physical pain I've never experienced before. Yet I can hear the fear in her voice, the creeping realization that our private world may not stay private much longer. I suggested we stop, that maybe it would be better to end things before we're caught, before the situation explodes into something that hurts everyone involved. There was silence on the line before she whispered, "I can't lose you." Not yet. Those words both healed and wounded me simultaneously. Now I sit in my apartment, staring at my phone, waiting for her next message. I've cancelled plans with friends, called in sick to work, my life suspended in this limbo of waiting. Is this what love is supposed to feel like? This mixture of ecstasy and dread, of fulfillment and guilt. Sometimes I imagine a future where she actually leaves him, where we can walk hand in hand through the gallery without looking over our shoulders. Other times, I prepare myself for the inevitable end, for the day when the risk becomes too great, or when her husband discovers the truth. Tonight, we're supposed to meet at our usual spot, a small hotel where the staff knows us as business associates from out of town. I don't know if she'll actually come, if the fear of being followed will keep her away. I don't know what I'll say if she does appear. All I know is that a woman walked into my gallery one ordinary day, and nothing has been the same since. As I share this story with you, I'm still not sure how it ends. Is this love worth the deception? Are these stolen moments of passion worth the constant fear of discovery? Perhaps some of you have been in my position, or hers, caught between commitment and desire, between security and passion. All I can say is that every choice has its price, and sometimes the heart wants what it shouldn't have. If my story resonates with you, then don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more stories of forbidden love, passion, and the complicated web of human relationships. Who knows whose secret will be revealed next?